Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Civilization VII, where today I'm looking at expanding again, maybe down here. We have horses already. Yeah, I don't have access to the elephants. Obviously, we want more resources. In addition to it obviously just being better to have more resources to run around your empire, the economic path in this age is purely just get resources. So it's definitely a thing worth looking at, but we're going to be building wonders for some time. It costs how much again to buy a settler? Actually, I cannot. Huh. Okay, well, it would only be 4 turns to swap one into the build queue if I decided that was what needed to happen. That's weird. Didn't we buy a settler earlier? I feel fairly certain we did. Maybe you can't do it when you're... Well, I don't know. And then over here, obviously, it's wild that you can't click on one city while another city's UI is open to pull open the UI for that city. Obviously, it would be very cool to expand again. Maybe you can only do it if you don't have towns. Buy a settler, I mean. We can obviously just build another settler. It's not a big deal. Our city limit did go up to 4 at some point. I think probably what we're going to do here... I was going to have these guys expand to the... or explore to the east, but given how territory is built up here, I think what we'll probably do is expand... explore southward a little bit. We're able to get this silk. If I'm assuming that 3 tiles is the expansion limit like it was in the last games, and we're definitely getting things that are 3 tiles away from Parsa, Sparta should be able to grab the cotton here. I'm also assuming that multiple copies of the same luxury probably doesn't do anything for you, but I guess I don't know that for sure. And given the way this resource system works, multiple copies of something would totally be useful because you could put them in different cities. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would be worth it to have a second wine or silk or something. But yeah, there's a pretty good place right down here. Let me throw a settler in the queue real fast. We'll just pop this at the top of the queue there. We had one partially built already and it remembers that, which is kind of neat actually. Yeah, we'll get our Wonders of the World built. Do I want to turn Raga into a full city? It doesn't feel to me like there are huge benefits to leaving stuff as towns right now. If towns didn't count toward your settlement limit or something, I guess I would see it. Yeah, I don't know. As things stand, it feels to me like you want all the build queues and stuff. The power of salt. An unusual red salt crystal is unearthed from the mine, gleaming like a ripe apple. Cooks demand it as a rare ingredient, but they clash with augurs, who claim it as holy ritual salt. So, yeah, I'll take culture over... I guess that was only 1 turn off of our culture thing, too. I was going to say over, 1 or 2 turns off of our celebration timer. But it turns out it was going to be a small gain either way. All right, assemble this army up. And then... I do like this thing where you actually, sail down the river when you move downriver. That's cool. And y'all are hanging out and playing defense, I guess. You know what? We can have this group explore to the east a little bit because they never have to be very far away from town while doing so. Also, can I tell you, I really appreciate the fact that you can just tell the game to move on while animations are happening. You don't have to wait for everything to complete. Yeah, that I think is nice. Okay, we have picked up all of the obvious resources in this area. This town could probably use some additional food. So let's grab the farm on the way over to the gypsum here. Because it was definitely going to be something on the way over to the gypsum. Yeah, I actually think this this solution for like getting back some of the logistical benefits of the army stacks while maintaining the 1 unit per tile combat style that they've been building over the last couple of games is really neat. The idea, like, you can collapse the units for logistical purposes only. Our relationship with Phoenician changed from neutral to hostile. Tyre of the Phoenician people, what's your deal? We could try to befriend them. They are currently being befriended by somebody who's allied with me, so you would think that would... The independent power will convert to a city-state with you as its suzerain if you push up to this area, I guess, and then... Okay. Interesting. We haven't really spent any time trying to interact with Tyre at all, but we probably should, because it turns out things are getting a little messy. Also, a river flooded. Not my most primary concern. Awful lot of troops running around on my border. Can't help but notice. Yeah, I think a pretty shallow southern settle is probably what we're going for. I want to reach out for a lot more resources, but also I am getting a little nervous about the sabers and the rattling noises that I am hearing. And this. Ibn Battuta's settler just running around in my territory. Fortunately, my own settler is on the case. I'm not sure if I even want to... I'm going to go back onto my side of the river. We know that the river's here. We know the mountain range and the borders are beyond it. I think that's all we really need to know with those guys. I definitely don't want to run my army too far away. Y'all, however, y'all need to get some vision. Okay, my open markets diplomatic option has been completed, but if I want to deal with Tyr, how did I open that menu up? There's a thing in here, right? Independence, okay. Where is this place? I don't even know these people. But what I wanted was, yeah, the tier screen. So 170 influence to befriend. For some reason, that other city state was showing -1. Something has gone horribly awry behind the scenes here. Raga is continuing to expand, but it is going to be expensive. So I could have purchased a settler straight out of Raga, which is interesting. Do I want to... Do I want to rush to put anything up? I mean... Yeah, a brickyard's fairly live here. We are totally going to convert this at some point. Maybe I should be saving up for it now that we've made the brickyard. That'll be quite a productive settlement once we flip it over to using the production system. Yeah, you know what I really need to do with this army actually is just find a place to have it chill out and heal. Let's get within the boundaries of a city. Oh, okay. Did not realize we were so bounded by mountains down here. Try to get further south than their settler so I can win the race to the new settling location. Okay, they're just kind of wandering aimlessly, it seems like. Yeah, they're gonna push me. All right. We'll get an army over here. I think I want to turn you around. And a trade opportunity. Okay, Libella does have a lot of stuff. Do I have the ability... How do I know how many trade routes I'm allowed to have? Is it just a certain number with each person? And what does it cost to buy a merchant? Am I allowed to buy merchants? I am allowed to buy merchants. You know what? Let me go ahead and do that. And we'll just run one over to Lalibela. Manually, ignoring this UI. Okay. How do I unselect this unit? Nope, that doesn't do it. I mean, select something else, I guess, is one way. These warriors are very much in my way, Isabella. Okay, you have your orders. Yeah, I can't just left click on the ground, unfortunately. So I think the thing to do here is probably... I guess I probably want to wait until next turn to emit my units. But... I want this warrior to... get out. I guess it's because I moved the whole army this turn. If the army has no movement left, the units inside can't move out. Okay. This warrior needs to get out, but probably in this direction for healing and safety. The slingers need to get out over here where they can move forward and do slinging. Nope, not the merchant, damn it. I mean, okay, give me the merchant. Let's just execute the merchant's movement right now and get it out of the combat zone. Deploy you forward to here where you can attack. Then deploy you forward to here where, sadly, all you can do is get closer to Raga. I can't actually get into the city this turn. But hopefully that wasn't too slow. I can just purchase myself another unit inside the city as well. So the enemy has to fight with it in order to... Yeah, I guess that's fine. And then... order all military units within command radius to build temporary fortifications. Order all ranged units within command radius to fire on a specific target. Units have bonus strength. That's interesting. Let's have you stand right there. So I'm assuming this is the command radius, the white marker here. It's a little bit smaller than it was in previous games. These tiles are prone to flooding, but like near the river, right? Near that river makes sense, I think. I definitely want to challenge for Ivory. That's an army commander. Well, let's just hope Isabella, Isabella really likes me. I'm going to hope that she would not turn on me and steal my settler. You're good for the turn. Y'all are... You know what? I'm here defending the settler is what I'm doing. I'm just letting her know I'm serious. Wow, even with the warrior inside, huh? Okay. See, this kind of stuff. We should be getting more like zooms to things happening when they're important. Get more direct reporting of stuff going on. Okay, so should be trivial for me to run you down with the sword. If I move you to here, move the slingers up. Oh, I don't have the ability to do that focus fire thing anymore. Okay. Well, the city got pretty fucked up, but it lives. We survive, and we're building toward the 170 to try to befriend them, to get them to chill the fuck out just a little bit. Yeah, I think right here maybe is the place. We will technically have it's a bit of a reach, but we'll technically have range on the wine, not the horses. If I settle here, I have wine and horses and the silk and everything. Maybe that's a move. You're just gonna stay still and be cool. Cover this settler. We're almost done with our wonders. Uh-oh. Or maybe I got scooped. Somebody else built the Hanging Gardens. Okay. A tornado family named Bardia has developed and is headed west. Storm will cause destruction over the next 2 turns. Headed west, okay. Well, that's... They should think of that as Ahura Mazda's judgment. So, not that I'm Ahura Mazda, obviously. That would be probably disrespectful in addition to everything else about it. And I don't want to go too south because obviously there's the strategic value of like controlling this whole area in the middle. Maybe I just let it be that I don't have the horses. I do think this is the right location for the settle. I don't want the city center itself getting overwhelmed with the floods. Okay. So we stand to gain a lot of resources by just picking up like farms and stuff. Flat deserts. Flat desert farms that then get petrod perhaps. Ibn Battuta would like to trade maps. I will give you my maps. I don't need to push for this. All right, I do think I'm going to start building Petra then. Yeah, that seems fine. See if we can get that done. And in theory, we don't need to actually attack. Are you healing yet? And still building those fortifications. We don't need to attack, we just need to hold position. You guys... Reinforce the army of a selected commander. So wait, can I like travel to a different... Well, we'll see. The implication there, though, I think, is like teleport to the position of another commander, but disappear. It's not an instant travel. I think y'all are approximately where I want you. You two. Actually, I guess defensive perimeter. And we'll heal up inside our fortifications. We almost have the money to convert Raga. Right, the price hasn't changed because, yeah, Raga's not really growing. It changed a little bit. Alright, I do like that an awful lot. I'll just leave you right on top of him until the thing is done. The tornado family named Bardia continues its movement to the west. Careful, everybody in your boats. We're about to get our first wonder finished.
May the might of the Lord cause no enemy to resist me, no enemy to follow me.
Boy, they really are putting the stacks on that quite gradually, huh? Okay, but it does look cool in the end. Alright, the Persian people will need to complete more wonders. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. I know what the deal is. Okay, so what diplomatic action now? Farmers market with Ibn Battuta. I'm gonna just go ahead and accept this. Alright, we have 170 culture here. Let's see if we can get Tyr to calm down. Becomes a city-state with you as its... Well, I mean, like... Maybe I don't need to do this, actually. Because it looks like Tyr's going to do it in 6 turns. And then we just won't have to worry about them anymore, probably. So I'll just leave my defensive forces in place. And we'll, I guess, use this accumulated influence for other things. I'm going to be honest with you. My inclination is certainly to build more wonders. So there's adjacency bonuses for other buildings here. Yeah, sure. Who can say if we will indeed be able to get this done? Okay. Went down from helpful to friendly with Lafayette. He's probably a little annoyed about how much I've forward settled him at this point, but too late to do anything about it now. I am going to bump you up to full city. And then we're going to start. So I built the big critical industry building. I do wish there was an easier way to see, like, at a glance, and maybe there is. Maybe this is just a thing I haven't figured out how to turn on. But like exactly which kinds of buildings you currently have, because like we have a quarry up here and a quarry down there. Right? These are quarries, yeah, and then a mine and a farm. Also, of course, there is the altar, which will be better once we have more farms. I do want to improve the city's growth a little bit. Over here, I think the most important thing is to reach toward the elephants. But, I mean, you get your best raw tile output over here. This is the only tile that has industry. I kind of like, part of what I like about this is the being able to attempt to reach out and steal these elephants from what's his face. We'll see if he has a problem with that. I don't. Okay, so I can pull stuff back now. So let me. Raga City is still having problems with happiness. There we go. It's very weird how you can only readjust those at certain times. Are my units just sitting in their fortifications healing? Yes, good.
When I was young, I thought that money was the most important thing in life. Now that I am old, I know that it is.
Yeah, it's too... She doesn't have quite the, like... Not that Sean Bean was giving it a lot of pepper or anything. He was coming at them, for the most part, pretty straightforward, pretty, like... I don't know what you would call the tone that she's striking there, like, standard historical, reverence, almost. It's like, these words are important because they were said by a person a very long time ago. But... You know, Sean Bean, when he hits something like that, he'd give a little cheek. I don't know. Also, she's saying them really slowly. So, we're just letting people heal for the most part, army-wise. Hopefully, Tyr will become part of this empire soon. Ooh, look at that. That feels like a mean-spirited little settle. You gotta watch out for Ibn Battuta. He is misbehaving. So as far as watching out for people goes, we do have bronze working available. I kind of want to pick up the extra codex for currency mastery. Ooh, navigation mastery giving +1 food on food buildings and also a codex is definitely interesting. Maybe we go for navigation first, then that mastery, then come back for this. We just want to make sure that we get it, and also it'll give us access to some other cool stuff. +1 culture and food on fishing boats in this settlement would be great in the capital. Must be placed on grassland or tropical and adjacent to coast. Okay, we have some territory that fits the thing. Yeah, the bond between us is beginning to fray. If relations become neutral, the alliance will cease. Yeah. I am doing things to annoy him on purpose. Buddy, how would you feel about a cultural exchange? Okay, cool. Open markets? This I'm trying hard to drive our stuff up here. Improving trade relations? He accepts. Okay, cool. We'll get another merchant. We'll get on that. Speaking of another merchant, there's my... Do you ever make it over here? Okay. Should probably run that trade route. Yep, and there's some culture and gold for us because of our bonus. Okay. Wealth flows through the land like a river, offering up priceless nourishment. Economic security. Get a point. Okay. So we have gained access to a bunch of stuff here. I definitely think some silk in the capital. There's a milestone. We got ourselves a couple of economic legacy points. Every milestone grants a legacy point to any civilization that completes it. Yeah, we know this. Plus 15% gold. That's probably also... Can I put multiple copies of the thing? Yeah, okay. 2 jades here, and I think that wraps that up. And then bonus culture output. I guess I'm going to put this in Sparta City for the moment. I know it doesn't have any native culture output now, but, theoretically that'll change over time. Okay, we gained an economic point. So +1 gold per age on the palace and all city halls. Okay, just pretty small amount of money for the moment. Let's keep looking around over here. I should probably build walls around some of my cities eventually. Okay. Trying hard to get some more points done here. So there are a couple of points at stake with this one. Oh no, it's a couple of attribute points and also a legacy point. 2 more settlements will get me a point here and a couple more attribute points. Or if I take 1 settlement, but it has to be from another player, right? We need 1 more codex for this, and 14 resources is the next thing. So, okay, yeah. We might be able to get there, but if we pick up everything that we still have left, we might be able to get to that next economic point before the end of the era. Or if I actually do settle more cities. I guess it's not off the table. We're not even halfway done with this era yet. I'm talking like things are coming to an end, but we still have some time. Okay, you now have the ability to place specialists. Why did that suddenly become the case? Like rural population, which can be placed on unimproved tiles, specialists can be placed on existing urban tiles. Be careful. While specialists increase science, culture, and other yields, they also increase the happiness and food consumed by the settlement. Okay. Tell me more. During a growth event, placing a point of population... Okay. It's for some reason this level of growth did it. I think I do want to try to reach out and make sure I'm grabbing this cotton before we stop taking new urban tile or new rural tiles, though. So, Isabella, yeah, I accept. Some amount of market opening can occur. I think this influence system's interesting. The way they've constructed this thing where like all the players are constantly channeling bonuses to themselves off of you and giving you a little something in return. And if you can get this resource pumping hard enough, you can benefit hard every time they benefit hard. Okay, so reinforce army. Yeah, I want you to join that army. Okay, we get a timer here, and he's gonna get there. Again, look at how this UI looks so unfinished. I'm not trying to say, because again, I'm not an expert. I was literally fired from that job, but not for being bad at UI, for other stuff. I'm a troublemaker. But like, I'm not trying to say that it's as simple as, you know, borders and gradients make things look professional, but like, throw some fucking borders and gradients on some stuff, would you? All right, another leader has started that endeavor that we just agreed to. So if I grab this tile, there's a chance we'll be able to steal those elephants, and then we'll still be able to get these ones. See, he can't even reach out to grab that. Okay, yeah, grabbing the tile next to it has secured it within our borders. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny and entirely his fault. All right, building things slowly. Raga's got some decent food incomes now. And there's a question, like, should I create another, should we be building another wonder? +3 combat strength to fortified districts in all settlements. Must be placed adjacent to a district. You know? Were I to put this up, like the most obvious place, we'd want to put it somewhere like west-ish. So I think as much as I do want to do that, it probably waits until we build out again. So for the moment, while I'm waiting for that to happen, speaking of which, 8 turns. Well, that's an awfully long time to wait. I suppose we could hurry things up a little bit with like a garden. Yeah, +1 food for each navigable river terrain is pretty solid. Or I actually can't get much food from that, but I can get decent food from putting it on the coast. This mountain range here is very inconvenient as far as access to the south goes. Do we want to upgrade this city? Well, I think I should probably buy a merchant, right? We should probably get our trade routes going. So we could run another trade route to Aksum. Give us a couple of resources we don't have any copies of yet, which is interesting. Lafayette wants us to start a local festival. Yeah, I'll do that. Deepest talk we've ever had. I love the proposal followed by the answer. Okay, so is this happening? You almost done here? One turn, and it should flip to being chill with him and as such with me because we're allies, right? Fingers crossed. Would we want to buy anything else while we're waiting here? It's gonna be 1,000 gold to flip this thing over into a city. City's not quite as productive as the other one, but I guess that's, you know, population size has a lot to do with that. We just don't have as many tiles worked. I do like this way of like turning population into improvements in a way that resists the sort of fiddly min-maxing of the previous Civ games, because there were a lot of opportunities in some of the other Civ games to gain resources in a meaningful way by like jumping your citizens back and forth between tiles. Like the optimal play often involved a lot of like fiddling with where your citizens were, and it's just kind of annoying really to deal with. Okay, so Tyr now shows as being, I guess like it's showing that he's the sovereign. The outline is still red, is what has me a little nervous. Ooh, Lafayette's agenda is setting off more and more here. I don't even know what a quarter is. I don't know how I would get one. If we go to the Civilopedia, a quarter is formed when two non-wall buildings from the same age, two Civ unique buildings, or a full tile building occupies a tile. Two non-wall buildings from the same age or a full tile building occupies a tile. So place two buildings that provide adjacency bonuses into the same quarter and assign specialists to that tile, and they'll enhance both buildings. Okay, do we even have the ability to do that? To place multiple people on one, or to place multiple buildings on one tile? I don't think we've ever seen that. Is it something I have to research maybe? Okay, Lafayette has become the suzerain of Tyr and assigned it the bonus freeholders. So are we good then? Boy, you would think that clicking on this or left... Okay, clicking on the city brings up an interact bar, not the UI element, not the huge UI element that obviously should bring one up. Okay. And that UI is... Okay, it's the same. So we no longer have this element, and I can't improve my relationship anymore, so presumably they're going to be cool now. I don't know what I did here. Okay, so these are... Somehow I clicked on the ways to gain access to other civilizations in the future here. Weird. I'm going to worry about that stuff later. Okay, additional stuff. I mean, yeah, let's grab the elephants, right? You guys are continuing to scout. Do I want to scout down this way? Probably. It's probably not super useful to see beyond the border area up here. I'm gonna pull these guys back into more of a defensive position. If we're gonna settle anywhere else at this point, it would probably be across the ocean. And that is a thing we could push for. We do have boat technologies. It does seem like a lot of people have a lot more military units than I do, which is worrying. Cool. Check out my trade caravan.
After the assembly gathered, the elders gave their answer.
That's hardly even a... That's just a random sentence from the Epic of Gilgamesh. It doesn't do anything. Alright, so we are continuing to get our improvements here. So, Wonder Construction should now, in theory, be available to us. If we drop back to Persian civics at this point, lowered maintenance for units, plus 3 gold for every town. I do want to actually get access to our unique building here. Plus 5 gold for every different civilization you've captured a settlement from. Yeah, and more settlement limits. So, like, is it worth it to grab this instead of continuing up the antiquities? I mean, the Oracle would be kind of cool to have. Let's push toward our unique here, I suppose. Okay, so send aid is interesting. You need 110 influence in order to offer the Wonder Construction Endeavor, which gives 10% production toward wonders. The other leader receives 6 culture. Or if it's supported, we both get 15% toward wonders. Okay. It's expensive. More expensive than I was hoping for sure. Plus 2 food to the capital or 4 for any other city. Herontown needs to grow a bunch. But it can only be assigned to cities, right. Well, Raga City also needs to grow a bunch. And I guess I'll put this... You're only allowed to put stuff in cities. Sparta City is not... It doesn't... Whatever, it's fine. Just get it assigned so that we have stuff assigned. Because at this point, we are only looking at 3 more until our next step on this tree. Alright, celebration time. We are definitely constructing buildings. At this point, our new policy slot open, I think we're probably going charismatic leader. That said, our cultures are getting more and more expensive, right? As we get deeper into the tree, the value of charismatic leader is going down. A single point of culture is probably not worth as much as a single point of influence, because the costs of the things we're spending influence on have not risen. Okay, just about finished building something in Raga, something important, I assume. Also, Raga can reach out and grab... So we've got the salt and everything. I guess we've got all of the... Oh no, I don't have the gypsum. Right. Give me a gypsum quarry. So then here, I think it might actually be time to just build a wonder. This gives culture for every 5 excess happiness in this settlement. Probably not the right place to put it. But now we can put this... I was kind of hoping with the quarry we'd be able to put it down around the quarry. Because it's like it's the most likely attack, I think, comes from either here or... Yeah, this is not ideal. Does it have to go on... It just says adjacent to a district. Well, you know what? I'll just build it over the farm. That's fine. I do think having it be like left and especially bottom left is like critically important. City cannot be captured by an enemy as long as walled fortifications still stand. Constructing them in the city center is best. Building them in other districts can increase security, as an invader will have to destroy all your fortified districts in order to capture. Okay, it's good to know. And then we've gotten back that person, so we can put them to work. I don't know, I probably just want to grab some industry, right? And if I'm grabbing industry, then this is probably the tile for that. And that's got plus production. I'm not allowed to assign that just yet, but Sparta actually would benefit from this. Like, I pull one of these and put the gypsum in there instead. Sparta's building stuff. It would be nice to hurry it up. Okay, we're just gonna come over here and play defense for this city for a while. And I think things are going pretty okay. We have an awful lot of money. I'm probably going to turn Heron into a proper city, I think, with the money. Although, given the amount of money we're making, well, no, I probably do want to just do that as soon as I can. Then we could be working on 3 wonders at a time. Okay, somebody else built the Mausoleum of Theodoric. You know, Theodoric, that's fine, I guess. He's no mausolus. So I want to reach out for that stuff. The treasury overflows. Money exists to be spent, so it can make more money. I know how it works. I was buying a thing that cost 1,000 gold. Telling me how to use money. So we definitely want a saw pit. We're probably also going to want... trying to think of what I'm not like. What do we want, but we don't need it right this second, because for the things that are more urgent, like the saw pit, I'm actually just going to buy them. I guess, yeah. Build a granary here. Now that Heron is a city proper, we can throw the silk in there. You guys are... Nope, do not do that. Just chill. For the moment, just chill. The other thing that I need to look forward to, or need to look into in terms of pricing, is boats. Am I not allowed to buy boats here? Kind of seems like I'm not. That's weird. Well, we can build boats, I suppose, after we finish the wonder we're working on. Okay, Lafayette keeps assigning his city-state the same bonus over and over again, and for some reason I need to be told about that. That's what we've all decided. I will take the gold on this. So, nice big green health bar sticking through the UI there. So I do think I'm going to hit the wonder construction thing in a second. That's what I'm saving up our bonus culture for. That probably wasn't too hard to figure out. So yeah, this will give me the ability to buy a saw pit out. All right, Mr. Lafayette. Okay, influence is spent to support. We are both constructing wonders with incredible effectiveness. All right, we have earned ourselves some points.
Sedentary life is civilization's goal. It marks the end of its life and heralds its corruption.
What a way to consider the idea of a goal. And also whatever that has to do with
Heaven is
this.
lasting. Earth endures. Time has no limit. Regret goes on and on without end.
Hey Civ 7, are you okay? You know, the sort of generalized state of disarray that it's in and all the grimness of the quotes. I think the thing that's happening here is I've been insensitive. I didn't realize that Civ 3 or Civ 7 was going through a really bad divorce when we showed up to play. So I could have been more sensitive to that, I suppose. All right. Well, it does feel to me like we should continue building wonders with our wonder building bonus, but we ran out. So, in the interim, baths seem pretty smart. If we can put the bath down in a tile where there's just like a huge amount of water. I was kind of expecting to be able to put it up there. No, the bath must be placed on a river, so we'd have to overwrite these fishing boats. But that's probably fine. And then we get the population back and we just put them down as fishing boats elsewhere. Or honestly, like a farm over here is really good now. Colonizing the desert spaces definitely makes the most sense. As farms grow, the search for water to supply them expands. One woman claims to have found a water source by digging a tunnel in a nearby hill, and soon the region is thriving. The volume of water that flows through the Connaught will soon be more than the farmers can use. So, I mean, yeah, food on granaries. I think that's a pretty obvious win for us. Here we can make this Sanchi Stupa, and this is a place there where I think our happiness could be maintained for sure. So, continuing to build wonders as best we can. We're 6 turns off of another one, and of course, remember, we're still getting gold when wonders complete. Although, shouldn't we be over 400? Hold on. That's a clay pit. Where is the thing? No, not the Weiyang Palace. The one I built before that. This one. Okay, you can't get a read on what it does. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that there's not... Oh, no, okay, they do have the individual things. So gain 200 gold when you construct a wonder in this settlement. Okay, it's only the wonders coming out of Sparta. Well, that's fine. We still got 200 gold. So, speaking of having 200 gold, am I really not allowed to buy a boat? I'm really not. No, I am now. Okay, naval units like the galley can move quickly and unimpeded through inland and coastal waterways. They have the ability to conduct ranged attacks against units on land. Open oceans remain impassable, so your movement is limited to navigable rivers and the shallow waters surrounding land. So it used to be a pretty big and important part of the game to try to get to ocean navigation before the other players could. I wonder if that whole struggle is just gone now, because, you know, it's going to give it to all of us at the beginning of the next age or something. And then what else are we planning to do with our money? I mean, we have a lot of decent buildings. A lot of decent buildings that could be put together in a lot of places. The brickyard is only 2 production right now, and it doesn't feel like we're super likely to build a lot more. Well, I guess there's a bunch of like stone and stuff. Yeah. More production is more good, broadly speaking. Feeling pretty good about our what do you call it? Our legacy path milestones. A mild natural disaster.
In the face of danger.
Okay, so we have Kara now available. I don't think we're going to use it, but it is a thing we might end up using later in the future. Provided that we don't lose access to it, which I guess I don't know if that would actually happen. All right, getting our unique finally. Let's get out here and explore the waterways as everyone else already has. And just continue pushing toward more wonders and stuff. So I'm on my way to constructing a 4th and then 5th wonder. Will I have enough time to get to 7? I gotta research more. Honestly, I gotta pick up the ability to get more. A bath. Yeah, a bath adjacent to all this navigable water seems pretty good. Doesn't look like much of anything out there for the moment. Yeah, I would say that economically things seem to be going really well. I should probably try to get vision. Like, this is another city, right? And I would love to run. We have trade routes with him. Actually, can we just do a map exchange? We know that that exists, although it looks like I don't have the option to ask him for it. Hey, buddy, you want a cultural exchange? Yeah. He's into it. So, all right, let me send my army down to scout. We'll try to get vision of his other city and then send a merchant over there. I don't know how many trade routes you're allowed to have with a leader by default. It's got to be at least 2, right? Because we have 2 with Ibn Battuta, and right now we actually only have 1 with Lafayette. So that extra slot that we gained is not even worth anything. There's a lot of seams in the geometry of the tiles here. Very weird. There is a certain amount of polish, I guess I would say. Polish that seems to be... I don't want to be mean, but I'm not crazy, right? Like, it is weirdly almost unfinished feeling in some ways. It feels like we got a very late stage demo here. Okay, interesting. Not useful, but interesting. All right, here we go, finishing a technology and a wonder and the building in Parsa all at the same time. Challenge complete, play game. What?
Your pronouncement shall be unchangeable. To raise or bring low, these shall be in your hand.
There maybe should be like, I don't know, just like more stages to that animation so you stay in each stage slightly less time, or I don't know.
Have every man's wish on board.
All right, newly finished fortifications have brought much needed protection to the city of Raga. Dur Sharukin increased this district's health by 100 and grants 15 to its defensive strength. Units that occupy these defenses can only be damaged by siege attacks. Okay, that's cool. Got ourselves up to the second point of the wonder thing. Philosophers drive sticks into the ground and measure their shadow. All across the world, they say others are doing the same and finding different results. Some say the likely shape of the world is a cylinder. Others claim it is round like an orange. It must be a cylinder, gains you culture. Just explicitly setting culture out as the science of being wrong about things, I guess? Well, listen, the sun rises and sets only here. For some reason, that creates happiness. This is so baffling. All right, and then like I said, yeah, let's gain a codex and some food buildings from that. And up in the capital, we should now have the ability to build that new wonder. Displacing a farm. I really thought I had more space along the northern wall to build, but I guess not. Maybe it's because these spaces have trees on them already? Well, again, let us focus on taking over all this desert area here. You definitely don't have any more wonders to build, but there are still so many things worth working on. Let's get an altar going. Lafayette built Nalanda, which I don't even actually know what that is. Oh, I can't move through your units, so I guess I'm just going to have to sit here for a turn. Alright, and slowly we gain awareness of the ocean around us. So this will get us to 6. We need to pick up one more wonder through research or culture work, and then make sure we get it done in time. But it's looking pretty doable. Phoenician spearmen, all up in my business. Are we still considered to be hostile? Like, do I need to be worried? Because Tyr is, yeah, Tyr of the Phoenician people. Okay, no, they don't read like enemies. The thing is, it's just like so much stuff is not as clear as it could be. Oh, I've met a new city-state. Okay, I was kind of expecting that to bring me to an interaction UI, but no, it's just a button you click that acknowledges that, yeah, okay, I did that. Weird stuff. It's a lot of weird stuff. So we're starting to accumulate quite a lot of money. I'm not sure what all to buy with it. You know what? Let me throw down an altar here real quick. I probably want those for quarrying, right? Let's get those pantheon beliefs going in every city. And remind me what my pantheon belief is. Bonus food on farms, pastures, and plantations. Okay. Yeah, not a bad one, certainly. Good for growth. Our capital is rapidly moving toward 17 pop. Axum is at 18. Athenaia is at 15. So we're not terribly outside of reasonable values. There's this weird space down here with the mountains where nobody's going to settle, it looks like. Maybe it makes sense for me to come down here and, put down a settlement there and control the passes with it, and then I get the... Yeah, actually, maybe that is a good idea. So I can produce a settler, but I can't purchase a settler. And obviously we'll be over our limit, so we take a -5 happiness penalty in all settlements, which at the moment... How do I view my total settlement? Well, at the moment that would make almost all of them negative. That's probably actually not super feasible. Oh, hey. Chan. Under the watchful wing of Isabella. Good to know, I suppose. If we were going to attempt to take a city through force, We can see he's been walling up. He's been careful. Yeah, I think we're probably not going to hit that particular pip. I mean, 2 settles isn't so unreasonable. We're working on a codex right now. Need 2 more things for this legacy. Somebody else built the Terracotta Army. The guy who I was just thinking about war, potentially, with. Well, isn't that interesting? Alright, let's grab ourselves another silk, which we do not even have a use for. Now, I was hoping to get vision of this city here, but... my man, can we do borders? You cannot start this diplomatic action due to being in an alliance. So, what are the rules of being in an alliance exactly? Because I kind of thought I'd be able to enter his territory. Oh, okay, I can enter his territory. The reason I wasn't given the ability to do that turn wasn't because our borders are close to each other. It's just because I ran out of terrain movement. It is hard to go forward anymore in this place. Okay, City of Argos. Let's purchase ourselves a merchant. See, now settlers on the... Alright, well, purchase ourselves a merchant and make a run over there. That'll be good for us. And then... yeah, I think keep grabbing desert tiles. So this is a desert over here. It's a very high value desert, in fact. Is Lafayette getting even madder at me for not having... I don't know how to do it, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying. We're still plus 62. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so next up... we are currently building a thing that's going to improve the food output of farms. So I do think grabbing a farm at this point is probably sensible. All right, found ourselves a dead end finally. Don't know why these spears need to be in my territory. So I don't really have another way of generating a lot of happiness, right? It's just, it's going to be the case that it kind of sucks to build a city outside the settlement limit. Yep, no, I know about Argos. I'm working on it. Out of curiosity, while I'm just in here running around, what's over here? Okay, more growth, I think, means finally grabbing the cotton here. And what does the cotton do? It's just +2 food, +2 production. So I do value that over this silk in Sparta. Hey, it's another city-state. Although we have not formally met them yet. So the wording on the economic thing here is assign 20 resources to your settlements. You absolutely can hit a little bit of a bottleneck on this, not from lack of resources, but from lack of places to put them. I need to get more settlement slots opened. And I'm not actually sure how to do that. A market. Okay, a market would do it. Well, we're about to finish building some things in some places. We can work on some markets.
All religions should reside everywhere, for all of them desire self-control and purity of heart.
I thought her reading of that one was pretty good. Also, it's a neat looking wonder. Also, that's 200 more gold. Well, we don't have any merchants running to Isabella yet, which is probably a thing that's worth trying to fix. Also, I have lots of other things. What does it cost to... Let's just purchase the market. And then, do we want to buy anything else right away? Probably not. Throw a garden down over by the coast. Just make sure we're farming food from the water as effectively as possible. And then that means we now can assign this, which clears the milestone. It seems like these are the milestones everyone else is also getting. Okay, we've encountered a Sur. They seem mad. Okay, he's actually... Next turn, he will have befriended these guys. Okay, that's fine. Lafayette, it's all yours. Well, now we know what Lafayette's been up to all this time. He was just slowly bankrolling every independent people he could find. Not a bad strategy overall, I think. Okay, diplomatic action. Ibn Battuta would like to hit us with this. You know, at this point, I think I would like a little bit more of this. He's probably got more knowledge than he used to. All you can do is start sailing west again. Over here, I think we should probably build a market. So here we get adjacency bonus from the northwest and the southeast. That's open water and an economic-based wonder, I think, is why we're getting those. And then, you know what? You also should build a market. Okay. Well, we discovered the edge of the continent. Wonder construction has run out with my man here. We are only building at this point, I believe, one more wonder. And it's only got 3 turns on it, so I'm not in a rush to get back on that. But we could do, like, open markets. You know, it's something. It matters. All right, we should be able to start our new trade route next turn. Oh, combat of some kind is occurring. Isabella declared war on Ibn Battuta again. And Lafayette has assigned the city-state of Assur Age of Heroes, whatever the hell that means. We'll just run around it and keep exploring, I guess. So, lots of cool new stuff. Sadly, not a lot of use for it. As things stand, Harran City could probably take on some gypsum. All right, and we are one turn away from another completed civic. Let's get that.
Better to live in a rugged land and rule than to cultivate rich plains and serve.
I mean, it depends, I think, on the definition of some of the words in that sentence. We're still getting our wonder, it looks like. Isabella hit a milestone for Wonders of the Ancient World. Where is everybody at on everything? So yeah, Ibn Battuta's at 7 settlements, and it looks like they're all just earned, just placed. Codices ran down. Ibn Battuta's on 16 Silk Road. And the thing is, we're only limited on this by our slots right now. We don't have enough to get to 20, but we're doing pretty well on that. All right, we have a narrative choice. The great civilizations of the world have risen, and in their rise, others too ascend. Once metalworking, agriculture, and the growth of cities were limited to points on the landscape. Now these are commonplace in all but the most remote corners of the world. Those once thought barbarians now lay equal claim to the mantle of civilization, and the learning of the city centers extends far beyond the boundaries of the known world. With this comes the question: why are you ascendant, and we are not? Continue the crisis. +1 crisis policy slot. You've met a stranger from a small independent encampment named Numidian. Units from encampments will raid and pillage nearby settlements, as they are always hostile and cannot become friendly. Once you've found their encampment, you can use Incite Raid to direct their attacks elsewhere. You can also temporarily disperse the encampment, but it will reappear somewhere nearby after a few turns. That's a strange thing. All right, well, we'll mess with that a little bit more. Lafayette and Ibn Battuta have gone to war. Okay, well, I mean, I feel like we got to stay in, right? Yeah, I know, so maybe stop getting into wars with everybody. I'm with you. This does seem like a dumb idea. Wasn't my plan, but sometimes diplomacy puts us in weird places. So, man's got a lot of chariots and whatnot. Hey, here's a question. Am I allowed to buy walls? Yay. Also, we need military technology really badly. We do not have the good stuff as far as that goes. So we're allowed to build walls because we could continue to enclose parts of the city. I'm not allowed to purchase any units this turn. I do want to finish that market pretty bad, so I'm not going to put units in the production queue. This is messy, though. This whole situation has become a mess. So choose crisis policies. A crisis is growing in your civilization, unlocking a crisis policy. The negative effects of such policies reflect your civilization's difficulty in responding to the crisis, and as it deepens, you'll unlock new policies and slots. This is a very abstract thing that's happening here. So, I think I'm okay with minus 10 gold for each city-state that I'm suzerain of, because I don't see that ever becoming an issue at all. Okay, pursuing mastery here would get us another settlement limit, which I think is the thing I want fairly badly. And we're going to have to figure out how to conquer a city. Because you know what? Honestly, if we could take Echmara, that would be pretty sick. Yeah, if we could take Echmara, that would be huge for us. Let's vacuum up all of your units. That is actually really cool functionality. and head you over in the direction of the conflict. I guess I'm using the roads to go around this like rocky area, but I don't know, maybe it would have been best to just go through the pass. Well, then I have to cross over the river too. I don't know. Maybe. Unfortunately, these guys are just in kind of an awkward spot here. Do I want to deploy? Well, I guess I can't. They're out of movement. All right, let's run it forward one more turn here and see if we get our wonder. Okay, there's an encampment thing going on over there. I'm sorry, did you just declare war on me and then run a settler into my territory?
I am the river. The river is me.
Right, I think these would look a little bit better if they were like just twice as many states and you were in each state for half as much time. I don't know. The people of Haran are distressed by ongoing war. You have committed less diplomatic support than your opponent, causing war weariness. You have committed less diplomatic support than your opponent. Each point of war weariness reduces the combat strength of all your units against that opponent and reduces happiness in all your settlements. You can spend influence to add support to your wars and uplift the people, or if you haven't had enough support, even impose war weariness on your enemies instead. Okay, that's definitely a thing we're going to be doing some of. I should have clicked tell me more, honestly. But I think for the moment what we're actually doing is just stopping. We will figure... Is this the button for this? No, this is the button telling me that I have a culture point. Okay. Cool. That's right. I think that wonder came with a culture point. All right, yeah, we're gonna figure all this stuff out. All of a sudden, things are getting a little bit live toward the end of the era. So that's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I feel like I have the peace systems pretty much under control here, so it's not a terrible time for it to all of a sudden be a test of the other ones. Come back next time for war, and we'll see you then.